Leonard. ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski reports the Spurs held a players-only meeting on Saturday to urge Kawhi to play for the stretch run in the postseason. The report adds the meeting got, quote, tense and emotional. Kawhi has only played 9 games this season with a quad injury and reportedly told his teammates that he planned to return once he felt healthy. Danny Green tweeted that the report of the meeting, quote, couldn't be more incorrect. We're joined by FS1 NBA analyst Chris Briussard. Welcome, Chris. Good morning.
Thank you. Thank you.
First, Shannon, whose side are you on here, Kawhi or the Spurs?
I'm on, before I go to whose side I'm on, but there was a meeting. So Danny Green is acknowledging that there was a meeting. Just the content and the veracity and what actually transpired in the meeting is what he has objection to. I'm on Kawhi's side, having been an athlete, and I get it. They're like, Skip, you look at it like, okay, a sprained ankle should take this long, and this should take that long, and this should take this long. There are certain guidelines you're like, okay, you should be back in 2 to 4 weeks, or you should be back in 4 to 6 weeks. Okay. Kawhi's not healthy. Kawhi, and it doesn't matter what the doctors say. It only matters what Kawhi feels. And Kawhi feels he's not healthy. And maybe he's one of these guys, and I've seen him. He's not playing unless he's 100%. Now, I've seen guys go out there at 50% Skip, and you've seen them go out there. You know they shouldn't be playing, but they're going to play. Now, but for me to hold a meeting and to beg a guy to go play, I wish I might. Now, I've been injured before.
I'm not sure beg is the operative word, but go ahead.
Well, I ain't asking. Look here, you heard? Okay. When you get ready, we'll welcome you back with open arms. I've been in situations where I've been injured. And John Elway was like, T, you going to be ready to go on Sunday? Good, leave it at that. But I wouldn't beg him. That's not my job. My job is the guys that are going to be playing, that I know going to be playing, my job is to make sure they're ready to play and they're focused. I can't worry about a guy that's not going to be out there, Skip. And I'm definitely not going to. I wish I might have a meeting with a guy that's injured.
So you disagree with the Spurs players?
Yeah.
Doing that.
Can't go beg no Kawhi to come back. I wish I might.
Again, by the way, from what I'm told, beg is not what was happening. They were challenging. They want to know what the hell is going on here.
Yeah,
you tell us.
Now, you saw the reports out of San Antonio where that the meeting didn't get tense. Obviously, the players are denying it. There was a report as well in the San Antonio News Express that it wasn't tense, that they were just trying to find out.
I don't know what your definition of tension is, but
were they challenging him?
Yeah,
or like we want to know what's going on?
Tell us, because he doesn't talk to anybody,
yeah.
As you know, certainly the media. We want to know what is going on with you. Tell us we need to hear from your mouth. What's wrong with you? How bad is it? What's the prognosis? When are you going to come back?
Y'all ain't doctors.
Because, remember, they just gotten fooled because Kawhi's camp had put out the notion that he was coming back last Thursday.
Yeah, that's correct.
And so this team is trying to come back together here. They've won 5 in a row, and at that point they were starting to roll a little bit, especially on the defensive end. So they're thinking, okay, we still got this. We're right on schedule. And as Manu said the other day, we got fooled. And they didn't like it.
And Manu,
so now they want to know what the real
tell us.
deal is.
Yeah, what is happening here?
Here's my look.
What are you hearing?
As you know, the Spurs will say from day one, Kawhi has been that type of player. Like, if I'm not 110% healthy, I'm not playing. He misses on average 15 games a year before this season.
And they're good with that because they're the most patient, conservative medical staff in basketball.
Here's the thing, and I'm on Kawhi's side too, because as you said, nobody knows your body like yourself. He does have doctors. Question it if you want. He has doctors that won't clear him. He hasn't been cleared yet from his doctors outside the organization. And my thing is, what's the ulterior motive? If he wanted out of San Antonio, this certainly isn't the way to do it. You just demand a trade. Just ask for a trade like LaMarcus Aldridge did before Pop talked him down off the ledge, so to speak. It can't be about money because he's already under contract. The Spurs can offer him far more money than anybody else. And acting this way puts that in jeopardy. It can't be about winning. And, you know, there was talk about he's concerned free agents won't go there. Of the biggest free agents in the last 5 years, they got one of them, LaMarcus Aldridge.
Correct.
The Lakers can't say that. The Knicks can't say So
that was a huge coup for them.
Yeah. I mean, it's not a destination city.
No.
But still, you got a great coach. You won championships. So and you know Kawhi to some degree. I know him to some degree. And talking to people in that organization, he is not this spiteful, vengeful, deceitful type of guy. So I don't know what the motivation
the insiders believe he is changing. They're seeing a little different Kawhi because he fired his agent. Now his uncle has taken over all of his business operation. And they think some new thoughts have been playing in his head. They're just seeing a little different persona.
And I think there's some truth to that, you know, but what is the motivation for him to sit out if he just doesn't feel like he's ready?
What's the motivation?
Chris Briussard. Who did you pick to be MVP this year?
Kawhi Leonard.
Kawhi Leonard. A lot of people did. I saw a whole bunch of top experts say Kawhi Leonard is right on schedule. This is his year to break through and be the, as I keep calling him, the best two-way player so he could be the MVP. I believe that early this year, Kawhi Leonard started crumbling under the expectations exerted upon him to fill the Tim Duncan void. He's obviously not Tim Duncan as a player, but to become the face of the franchise, the leader in the locker room, and the driving force, as Tim was, of the whole show, of what's one of the best franchises, obviously, in sports. And then I believe he began crumbling under the expectations to live up to some MVP billing this year for the first time ever. And he is definitely crumbling under expectations to come back now that they are starting to catch fire, because he would be seen as the savior. And I don't think he wants that inflicted upon himself, certainly at this point. I believe, this is just me, I'm definitely not on Kawhi's side. Maybe I know too much here, but I believe this is much more psychological than physical. I don't know that for a fact because nobody knows it. You can't know it. You can't know it. Nobody but that one human knows what's going on inside that. But I did speak early on in this process to one of the doctors examining him, and that doctor told me, and I'm going to use the word, he said he was mystified because all the tests they had run showed no structural damage. The knee is 100% okay. The bone is 100% okay, but he keeps saying he has some tenderness where the quad tendon connects at the kneecap, just above the kneecap. It's just tender. But they've treated it the way the Spurs treat all these kinds of soft tissue injuries, and they can't figure it out. So 2 months ago, the most conservative and patient medical staff and training staff in all of sports cleared Kawhi Leonard to play basketball. And he won't even practice with the team. He plays 3-on-3 with the videographers. You know, like, what are you doing? So when the team got fooled last Thursday, these are players that are pretty decorated now. They've been through some big wars and they won some rings. Ginobili, Parker, Pau Gasol.
Danny Green.
Danny Green, for that matter. And by the way, I love Danny. I know him well. And he is Mr. Spur. He's going to defend the organization. So he's going to. But something happened that was serious, where the locker room, the vets, the decorated veterans just said, hey, just tell us what's going on. Are you going to be there for us or not? And he said, I can't tell you that. And so that's when Manu told the TV reporter, we're going on. We're done.
Think about this. They can say it wasn't tense. But if your peers call you in there and they're questioning whether or not the veracity of your injury or
or
they just want to hear it from you.
Oh, it's going to get tense.
But see, I don't have a problem with that, because you're right. Kawhi doesn't talk. So they probably are like, what in the world is going on? I don't have a problem with the players sitting down and saying, look, just tell us what's up. Are you coming back?
Why? Hold on.
Like, we need to know.
But Kawhi's looking at you. Why I got to tell y'all?
Because they're your teammates.
Man, I wish I might tell a teammate what's going on with me.
They not. Why? Why wouldn't you tell your teammates when you think you'll be back?
No. No. Hell, Chris Briussard, are you for real?
Yeah, I'm for real.
You actually think I'm supposed to tell a teammate up here when I'm supposed to come back and play? Man, please.
Just how you feeling.
Well, you have some responsibility here.
How's your hamstring?
My hair, hey, I'm
you
hurt.
getting paid?
Okay, and yeah, I am.
Hold on, are we enemies? Are we adversaries? You got friends on your team. If they come to you and are like, how are you doing? Are you like,
I'm okay, I'm not ready to go.
We thought you were coming back last week.
He told you, I'm not ready to go. He said that. You're trying to pressure him. You put him in that situation on all his teammates.
When did he tell you? He don't talk. That's the thing.
Well, I tell you what.
If they just want to know.
You better be worried about him showing up with a haircut. You better be worried him showing up with that haircut off his head. Then you need to run, because you talking about he don't talk. Leave the man alone, Chris.
Man, that's ridiculous.
No, I'm not.
Men can talk. If I don't show up for 6 months to this show and Skip calls me and said, Chris, are you still on fire? I'm not going to be upset.
No, Chris, if you have an ailment, that puts you down, I'm not going, hey, Chris, come on, Chris. Hey, man, Chris, we need you to come back. No.
But look, I get that. But I don't know if that's what they said. I think they were wondering, are you coming back? Is it a chance you're coming back?
Give us a timetable. Just give us some idea.
No. Tell them no.
Well,
I agree with what you say. If they came at him like, look, man, can you play or not?
I don't care how they came at me. I ain't telling you nothing. I am not telling you anything. See, I don't know how this these do millennials. They feel comfortable.
Wait a second. If this were Kevin Love, you'd be saying, he's got to tell him.
Exactly.
He's got to tell him.
If Kevin Love, if the Cavs were wondering what's up with Kevin Love, and LeBron said, we're going to have a meeting, Kevin,
what's up?
You would be saying the same thing?
But I already told you what Kevin Love should have did when they called that meeting. So you already know
that was just
you already know how I feel about it. But here's the thing, and like you said, Kawhi has missed a bunch of games throughout his career. Kevin Love, since he's been in Cleveland, has missed games. You remember he got his arm snatched out. He had an ankle and knee problems. So Kevin Love has had issues.
Yeah, they basically did have that meeting with Kevin Love.
Yeah, they did, and Kevin Love handled a lot different. I'm just wired a little differently, Chris.
I just don't get that.
What if you own the San Antonio Spurs? And in the end, Peter Holt, and he says, I'm paying him $19 million, and my medical team tells me he's just fine. What would you think if you're the owner?
Skip,
he's not playing a game. He won't play a game.
Skip,
what would you think?
There have been times that people have had illnesses that have mystified the doctors. They can't figure out what's going on. So don't make it seem like every time we go to a doctor, they can tell us, okay, this is what you got right here, and this is the amount of time that you're going to take. You can't do that, Skip. I get it. Normally these injuries say they might take 6 to 8 weeks, or they might take 3 to 4 months. But maybe Kawhi is on the other end. Maybe it's going to take 6 to 12 months for him to come back. But first of all, my team, they already know they better get out of my face. But you know who you can go. But Chris,
Shannon, don't you think it'd be if he was there every day talking with guys? Yeah, I'm getting close. Like I would think a normal teammate. I don't think they would have had to have a meeting.
But for me, like when I was injured, I'm in a bad mood. I don't want to talk because I want to be out there playing, and I can't help. So I'm already in a bad mood. So don't come at me like this.
But Kawhi's not one who's going to express the emotion of, it's killing me not to be with you guys. He's not giving them that.
And I know because he's in the middle of the road. So you don't know happiness, you don't know sadness. He's just straight down the book. And so it's puzzling to them. Okay, I get it. Spurs doctor say, Kawhi, you should go. And Kawhi saying no, and they see him. But I think the thing is what it is, Skip. You said he's playing 3-on-3 with the videographers. Well, hell, if you can play 3-on-3, you come on, get your ass out here and play 5-on-5.
Sure,
I think that's what they're wondering. Right?
So that's the issue. But I get it. Kawhi going to sit down because I don't want you to have to put your quiet. Hey, them quiet types. Hey, Chris Briussard, you know that. Them the ones that,
I would not classify you as the quiet type, Shannon, but...
No, I'm saying Kawhi.
Kawhi, yes.
You know that he got that implosive personality. Oh, you know what happened?
When it explodes.
Okay.
Exactly. Yeah.
It ain't going to be good. Now he whip everybody up in there. And then when that report get out, it's not true, but everybody on camera with the eye closed. Ain't wasn't no fight.
Don't corner the cat.
Yeah.
Somebody across from me just wants him to leave San Antonio.
I told you what we're
trying to fuel the fire.
JR and Tristan
I think
Thompson
you might want him out now.
Well, I'm about done. I'm just about.
Panic time for the Lakers after another bad game for Lonzo. We'll discuss that next.
Tristan and JR straight up for Kawhi.